Hello students, let us look at solving the worksheet 8. I know that some of you had doubt here because this is slightly challenging problem. Now what we have had here is, if you would look at the question is basically just giving, and the question is basically to find out I1, I2 and I3 in this. Now as we know that we are having a current source here. So we are having So here we are having the case wherein we can have a current source. We have a current source here. So because of which we will have a super mesh coming like this. That is there. Okay. Three unknowns are there. I1, I2, I3, out of which I3 can be directly said to be 15 amps. That we all know why. So 15 amps, if we are directly able to say that, then only unknowns are going to be I1 and I2. So we require two equations. Okay, so keep that in mind. We require two equations. So this is the super mesh that I have drawn, and here we are having directly Vx. Vx is which value? This one. So Vx is directly I1 minus I2 into 3 times. So that is basically our first equation. Okay. Now the second equation, so based on that, what is going to be the dependent voltage here? That dependent voltage is going to be, so Vx we have already given, so based on that we can have the dependent source current to be having this value. Okay, so now let me solve it. So what is going to be this particular equation here? So if I consider a node here, then this is going to be incoming current, this is going to be outgoing current, and this is going to be another current. So let me draw the direction of current to be like this, any which way. Okay, or much easier than that would be to consider the node here, and here the current will be I1 in this direction, and this one will be I3, and I3 we already know. Okay, so from the circuit, I3 is equal to 15 amps, that is given. Then at node, let us name this node as 1. At node 1, incoming I1, that is plus I1 minus I3 and minus 0.111 Vx is equal to 0. So we have applied the KCL there. Therefore, I will get I1 minus I3 minus, so this I will completely write it here, so it becomes 0.333 I1 minus I2 is equal to 0, from which I can straight away write all the I1 components together. I will get 1 minus 0.333 I1 minus or plus of I3, sorry, I2. I2 is minus of minus, so plus, so plus 0.333 I2, and then the remaining is I3, which is minus I3 is equal to 0. So from this one I can directly get 0.667 I1 plus 0.333 I2 minus I3 is equal to 0. So this is going to be my second equation. So this was my first equation. This is my second equation. Okay. Now the third part is just for the super mesh. Should I write the equation? That is what most of the students have the question. Should I write the equation for super mesh? Let me explain that. See, if I'm going to write the super mesh equation here, I will be able to write a voltage here. I will be able to write a voltage here. It's already Vx. I will be able to write a voltage here. But what about the voltage here? I will not be able to write. So there is no super mesh equation that I will be actually able to write, but I will be able to write this nodal equation. Okay. So some of you had asked that should we use a node current. I thought that since I had taught nodal analysis that you have to write the nodal analysis, and I said no. But yes, for the superposition part, the second equation that we have to write, this one. Whereas the super equation for this one we won't be able to write. Why? Because of this particular current source. So we will not write the equation for super node. Now super mesh, sorry. Now coming to the remaining part, the second part of the circuit is there. So I will write KVL at mesh 2. So KVL at mesh 2, the current is flowing like this. So this is plus minus, this is going to be plus minus, and this is going to be plus minus. Okay. So now I am going to straight away write. So the top current is I3, sorry. So back of the bogie, so plus 1 times I2 minus I3, then plus 2 times I2 plus 3 times I2 minus I1, and that will give me the answer as 0, from which I can now write all the I1 together, that is minus 3 I1. I2 will be 1 plus 2 plus 3, so that will be 6 I2, and for I3 I am having minus I3 is equal to 0. So this is going to be my third equation. Now remember here I3 is, we know I3 is equal to 15, isn't it? That we have already seen directly that it is going to be 15. Therefore equation 2 becomes 0.667 I1 plus 0.333 I2, and minus I3. If I take the other side, it will become plus I3, which is 15. So this is my fourth equation, and equation 3 becomes, directly I will write minus 3 I1 plus 6 I2 is equal to, I will take minus 3 the other side, again it is going to be 15. So this is going to be my fifth equation, and solving this I will get I1 as 17 amperes and I2 as 11 amperes. So what is the challenge here? The challenge here has been that we drew a super mesh, but the super mesh we could not write the equation because of this particular current source. But it does not matter, because already we know from this diagram itself that I3 is going to be equal to 15. So from the super mesh generally we require two equations. Now we require only one equation, which is the current at this particular node. Thank you.